Hi all to another Catan video. So I am in the first position and looking at this board, not a lot of wheat, a decent amount of brick and sheep as well as ore, a lot of wood available. The 9510 seems to be a good starting spot, um, and the 693 is a decent spot as well. Mm, the 834 seems fine, but very little ore on that spot. So at this point, I think I will go for 693, get the best sheep and best ore on the board, and I will be pointing to the right so that if possible, I will go to the ore port. I do produce quite a lot of ore. Yeah, red might go for 5910 or maybe even 8510 is a very excellent pick, getting the best wheat and sheep on board and decent amount of wood. Yeah, so red does go for 8510. So yeah. So as you have seen in my previous videos, I have been on a downward trend uh, when it comes to my elos, and have been on a losing streak for quite some time. I did win a couple of games in between, but that wasn't enough to change the trend or give me momentum upwards. That said, as I am going downward, there is something that I have realized that at these lower ranks, strategy is not so important. It is more about making sure that I don't upset a single player, and because if that happens, no matter who is winning or losing, that person might um, target you, and you will be affected in a negative way a lot. So surely a lot more toxicity on these levels, or so that is something that I will keep in mind. Try to get the best spots and then maybe not target a single person, or not try to get a lot of or to get on the nerves of a single person. Yeah, as I said, right, strategy doesn't matter. So we can clearly see here pink going for 810 spot to begin with, which isn't a great spot. They could have easily gone for 834 and point towards the 810, and they go for wood port, but they only produce right now on the 6 wood. I'm pretty sure they will be able to get one of the other wood spots. On this board, it seems like I might have to play with little to no wheat, because I don't think the 843 spot will be open for me. um, yeah, gray might go for something like a 9 10 11 or maybe a 6 4 11 over here. If gray goes for 643 and points to the left, they will get the 3:1 port, and then pink will have a very difficult game because the 643 spot is cut. But as expected, gray does go for 9 10 11, and red will surely go for 834. That's the best spot for them on this board. Yeah, red does go for 834, and at this point I think the 6 11 12 is a decent pick for me. I can even go for something like 634, point to the left and go on the wood port, oh sorry, on the 3:1 port. But in that case my numbers repeat quite a lot, but that is still better than just going for 11 and 12. And so I will be, if I go for 643, I will be playing this game without any brick and wheat, so it can be a little difficult, but I will have a 3:1 port and also uh, the ore port. The other option is 5-2. That way I do get the 3:1 port and I will be playing a strong or wheat sheep game. uh, 643 is more of a feast or famine because 6 and 3 repeat quite a lot, but I think that is a risk I am willing to take at this point. I'm still thinking about 6 11 12, and then build on the 11-4, that is still a very viable option. But I wouldn't want pink to get the 6-4-3 spot because they have the wood port, and 6-3-4 all produce wood. So I'll point to the left. At this point, pink's game is kind of very bad because they don't have any expansion spots for wood, and the closest expansion spot is 6-11-12. Grey will be building on the sheep port, but they don't produce any sheep. Red has a very decent game because red will be getting the wood port and the 3:1 port. So yeah, everybody has a little ups and downs in this game. At this point, I think I cannot do much. I will just end my turn and see how the game progresses. So as I have 6-3 repeating, early 6s and 3s would help me quite a bit. So at this, if red is able to get a wood for the ore that they are giving, red will be able to build a road and a settlement. So that is why I don't want to trade with red at all early in the game. Grey wants a brick. They already have. Let me ask for a brick instead of a wood. So grey has 2 wood and 2 wheats, a brick in hand. So grey is trying to build on 8-3, which makes sense. Sheep is the only resource that they don't have. Yeah, 8-3 is a decent development spot for grey. I will go for this trade for sure. Although I know it gives pink a city, but as I said, pink has a difficult game moving forward. A little unlucky with these rolls, but that's how it goes sometimes. I will be building a road towards the 3:1 port. Yeah, so 6 does roll, giving me a wood and a sheep. So yeah, I will offer a wood for the brick. So I don't produce any brick and wheat, so I will be accepting easy trades early on, and hopefully once my settlement is ready on the 3:1 port and the ore port, I can just get cities and dev cards easily. Wow, so grey also now has a city, and grey does have 2 wheat, so if I roll a 7, I will be stealing from grey for sure. Okay, this is a trade I will take. I do need a wheat, and so now I have a settlement ready. And I'll just be building my settlement and ending my turn. Let me see if I can get a brick along with the sheep. So I know grey has 2 bricks and grey doesn't need it. So I will, yeah, I do get the brick along with the sheep, along with the wheat for a single sheep. So that's a good trade for me. So now I just need a single wheat and I will have a city as well. And wow, pink is ready to give that to me and I will surely take it. So I have a city in hand, and building a city on 634 will be, sorry, 693 will be huge at this point. Pink builds an extra road, but that wasn't an issue at all. I was never planning to build on the 61112. I will be building towards the overport, and as I said, I will be getting my city as well. So now, although I still do not have any brick or wheat, I have a pretty decent setup. Yeah, these 8s are a little bad for me because I don't get anything, and Gray now gets a sheep. So Gray has the best setup at this point. They have all 5 resources, and the production is also decently good. So hopefully, people don't do easy trades with Gray. Excuse me. So red trades with Gray, but that gives Gray their second city. So Gray is now in a very good spot. That said, Gray did give up 3 cards, so it helped. I'm going to do this trade. I don't produce any wheat, so sheep for wheat is a good trade for me. And so I was saying the 3:1 trade helped both the parties, I think, red and Gray. But Gray got a city, so Gray had a better role over there, or a better move. And now Pink is doing 2:1 trades with Gray as well. So Gray becomes a bigger threat as the game goes on. At this point, I think I'll just hold on to my cards and end my turn. A 7 would be a good roll. Yeah, so now 9 gives two bricks and 2 ores to Gray. So, and I'm pretty sure Gray is an easy contender to get the longest road as well. I mean, Pink can connect roads as well, but Gray has better production, I would say. And Pink will be using their wood resource to get ore and wheat. So I have a second city in hand. I can do a 3:1 and get a second city at this point. So I would, hopefully there aren't any 7s that are rolled now. Okay, I will do this trade. Although I am helping Gray, but instead of doing a 3:1 now, I don't need to do the 3:1 because I have the wheat that I wanted. Another 4, which is a good roll for me. And an 8 does roll. At this point, let me see if I can get a wood for sheep or a wood for wheat. Either of those trades will give me a city and a dev card. That isn't a trade I want to do. Yeah, so red is asking for 3 cards. Obviously, I am not going to do that. So I'll just end my turn there. I'm thinking if I should be holding on to 6 cards because 5 cards in hand, because actually, yeah, it isn't a good thing to hold on to these many cards. Any roll right now will uh, put me over 7 cards. So actually I would just convert my wood into brick and end my turn here. The reason I'm converting into a brick so that I can build on the ore port over here. So this 5 is a very good roll for everyone. Gives grey and pink 2 wheats as well as, sorry, 2 ores, and gives red a couple of wheat. Wow, so red trades their ore away and then plays a monopoly on ore and gets 2 cities in a single turn. I think they will be able to get a dev card as well. So that was okay. They aren't going for a dev card, they build a road. Another 5, so pretty good rolls there for everyone. So I think 9 and 5s are the rolls, or maybe sorry, 10 and 5 are the rolls that hurt me the most. I don't get anything and everybody else gets quite a lot on those turns. Mm. I would love to roll a 7, but there haven't been any 7s this game, so it's a little. I mean, the robber hasn't been moved at all. Pink gets the second city. I would have liked pink if they built a city on 6, 11, 12. That would have made better use of the wood port that they have. So I do roll a 7 and I will be surely blocking the 8 sheep over here. And I have to steal from grey. I get a break, which is not something that helps me a lot, but let's see if I can get some trade. Yeah, so this is a trade, although it is a little expensive, will go for it. So I get my settlement and then I will just end my turn. So I know red will be building a single road this turn. I don't think they will be able to build a road and a settlement. Okay, so they don't even, so they build the road as expected. Place the knight, I think they will be blocking only, okay, so they block only red, which is good, but I think another 7, they might now block the, oh, so I get stolen from, which is decent enough. I mean, my game is strong at this point, but I think the 8 brick was a better block. Because I think red is in a much stronger position than anyone else on this board. Let me see if I can get an ore along with that trade. Yes, I do get that trade, so that's a good trade for me. Yeah, so a 5 that helps everyone but me. So the ideal thing would be no 5s and 10s roll at all in this game, but that's just wishful thinking. Another 9 rolls. I think at this point all I will do is convert my ore into wheat and get a dev card. So my setup is kind of complete. I wouldn't be building any more settlements anytime soon. All I would want is just collect more dev cards and get the largest army if possible. So 3 ore does get blocked, but I think it is fine because red would have been able to get 3 ores, which would have been worse. And the grey blocks, solo blocks red, which is completely fine by me. Wow, that's a big trade, but I don't think anyone except for red can afford that trade right now. Actually, even red might not be able to afford it. At this point, I am thinking of cutting red off on the 6-2 as well. So that is a feasible option for me. But for that to happen, I need to be a little lucky with rolls. I don't think that is going to happen though. And now with grey getting the longest road, yeah, and pink still doing easy trades with grey, which is a little surprising. So this 6 does help me quite a bit, but I don't think so I will be able to cut off grey at all. And because I cannot cut them off, I think getting the dev card is the best option. So I do get another knight, so because I get a knight, I think I will be playing it. And stealing from grey, I get another ore. Let me see if I can get a wheat or a sheep. Either is fine. I will be able to get a second dev card in that case. So seems like nobody wants to trade with me. If yeah, in that case, I think I will just build a single road towards the actually maybe just I'll take a risk and hold on to my cards. Building road doesn't help me much. Wow, so these couple of rolls were good for uh, grey. So now grey is on 9. They will be getting a dev card also. Hopefully it's not a victory point. I believe red is the person who is closest to getting a largest army. So this 6 roll is very good for me. I will be able to get another dev card and hopefully win the race of largest army. Seems like pink is going for the longest road, which they should. Yeah, so this is nice. So pink gets longest road, and although pink is now on 8, they are still a little less dangerous than grey, who is on 7. I will surely be playing my knight, and at this point I will be blocking. I will still be blocking both red and grey and stealing from grey. So pink cannot build any more cities, and this 8 block was good because grey loses 2 sheeps and red loses 2 sheeps as well. I can get 2 dev cards. I will surely do that. I get a monopoly, which is not bad, but at this point I'm looking for a knight so that I can get the largest army in the next turn. I do get the knight, so monopoly and a knight, both of them are now pretty good dev cards at this point and pretty game changing. Seven, maybe they block the 6 wood and steal from me. Okay, they're still okay. They target me, which is fine, and they cut pink off. So now pink is surely not dangerous in any sense. Yeah, and grey steals from me as well. Luckily I don't have any more cards left, so grey has to steal from red. So grey steals from pink, which is not something that they should be doing. They should realize that pink cannot build anything Unless they build 2 more roads and a settlement, and getting dev cards, they have to get victory points to win. No scope of sitting up anywhere, so I will still be targeting red and grey this turn when I play the knight and get the largest army. Yeah, ping just trying to get over wheat and sheep so that they can get dev cards. Yeah, so now I have the largest army, and I think I will be stealing from red. I get a brick, not something that I wanted at all. And at this point 11 doesn't do much for me. This would have been a good turn to play Monopoly, but I had already played my knight. I would have monopolied on wheat and gotten quite a lot. Wow, so lots and lots of wheat in the in game. Grey will be able to get a city and a dev card, I think, in this turn. With 15 cards, I'm pretty sure they can. Or maybe if they don't get a city, they will get 2 dev cards, and that will be good for them as well. So now I know that there is quite a lot of yeah, there decent amount of ore on in game and also wheat, so I will be monopolying on one of these two things. So pink used up all their ore wheat and sheep by getting 3 dev cards this turn. So an 8, so that means there are now quite a lot of yeah, so this is difficult for me to choose because I will be able to get 5 brick, and that will be able to give me just a single dev card if I play monopoly on brick. If I play monopoly on wheat, I will be getting just 3 wheat, I think. So a difficult choice, but I think at this point I will still play monopoly on wheat. I should, okay, so I get more than 3, which is good. I will be able to get a single dev card. I get a year of plenty, which is okay, not that great. Yeah, 5. So I think now I think everybody is quite a big threat at this point. Let me see if I can get any ore from red. Red might be willing to give wheat and not ore. Let me do 2:1 if that is possible. I'll take it. I know red is just trying to build a settlement on the 6-2 spot, so that trade is fine by me. So now grey plays their third knight. If they are able to get another dev card, which is a knight, they can get the largest army away from me, which will be a little unlucky. Yeah, pink steals from me as well. That's unfortunate. I think grey, and I mean it's not the wrong move. Everybody is a big enough threat at this point. I don't know who red is asking build roads, but then anybody who builds roads at this point wins the game. Anybody who gets the longest road away from pink will be on 10 points. So don't think building roads is a suggestion that red should give. I think grey might have a road building and sneakily build 2 or 3 more roads and win the game. I roll a 6, which is a decent roll for me. Uh, that said, I think I will only be able to get a single dev card this turn, which is unfortunate. And let's see what happens. Don't think I'll be able to get a city at all. So in a way, I too am stuck in this game. I think I need 2 victory points to win, or a couple of lucky rolls. But in either case, I can't do that for sure. Maybe I can offer some, but then I am just offering red the win, which is not what I want to do. In that case, I'll just play my Year of Plenty, get a ore and a wheat, and get a single dev card, and end my turn. I get road building, little unfortunate, a little too late, I guess. I will surely be asking for a ore and a wheat. Or a wheat and a sheep. So I still have a single settlement. I can build a settlement on my 4 wood spot by playing the road building, but I'm not sure if game will last that long. So red is able to cut off grey for sure, which is a good move there, but pink might be on 9, and actually pink might be able to just win the game this turn. They have 14 cards in hand and 3 dev cards. So, and yeah, so now grey gets the largest army over there. So that was a little unlucky for me, not being able to pull the knight. So now I am in a very, very difficult position. Yeah, I think pink might be able to get a settlement and win the game this turn. Pretty sure they have at least 1 victory point. Okay, so they don't have any victory point, but they are able to get a city and win the game. So yeah, a little unlucky there with the dev cards, but that's how it goes sometimes. I think I had a decent game. However, I still end up in the last position with only 6 points, where everyone else is on 9 and 10. The 5 and 10 rolls, even the 11 roll did hurt me quite a bit. Very few 3s and 4s. So the rolls were a little not in my favor. That said, I think the biggest thing that hurt me was not being able to pull any victory point or knights from the dev card pile. I got a monopoly, a Year of Plenty, and a road building, which are cards that I did not want because I was just fighting for largest army, and knights would have been better for me. But that is how it goes sometimes. And although I had mentioned pink wasn't a threat, I think I might have been wrong in my assessment, because We should have been blocking pink is what grey says. Sorry, is what red is saying, which is fine, but then yeah. So I still lose more elo this game, and now I am in 12. My elo is now at 1211. Let's see where my ranking is. So now I am almost at 6000, which is very poor. But that's how it goes sometimes. Hopefully I'm able to change something. Do suggest me if you agree or disagree with my settlement picks, or if I should be changing my game style in any way. Let me know in the comments, and see you again in the next game. Bye bye.